Hello there, Virgo, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're doing your weekly tarot reading. This is good for November 15th through the 21st. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. Okay, so we're going to take a look first at the overall energies with the oracle cards. So let's see what we have for you. Round and round, deep knowing soulmates. Not for you. There's something here that is not for you. You know, there's a pattern that you're seeing, perhaps in a romantic relationship, but it doesn't have to be. You know, soulmates is also an energy of just, it could be a dear friend, a family member, or something. There's some pattern here. Virgo, I think you've been having this energy. And you know on a deep level that this pattern is preventing you from moving on to something that is much better for you. So the pattern could be, underneath that is time to go. There's really something you have to leave behind. And it could be that, we're in Scorpio season, so it's about going deep, right? Could be that it's a belief system that you have that really could be from your childhood. It could be from, family members or something like that. And on a spiritual level, on a soul level, that this energy is no longer good for you. This belief system, you've outgrown it. It doesn't work anymore. And so it's about, stepping into that energy of trying to find something that does work. Okay, so your present energy is the Queen of Cups. I love this energy. This is about you, choosing you, of loving yourself, of realizing that the only way you can be truly happy is if you're authentic to yourself. You're making decisions that are good for you. Your things that are not good for you, you're putting them to the side. You're saying, okay, that doesn't work for me. I've got to go in a new direction. And it's not that you have to cut the ties with other people that don't, agree with you. It's just knowing deep down that the way that they are thinking about a situation or their perspective is not yours. And also allowing them to have their perspective is about, there's been this, a lot of unconditional love needed in situations. It's been coming out a lot in my readings. And I get the same idea. It's just keep loving yourself. Love who you are and stay open-hearted. Because I think you're actually in a really good place. Yeah, your problem is this is your obstacle. Can't move forward. You can't move forward as long as you are holding on to this belief or value system that just isn't for you. It's as if you're trying to, I'm trying to think of, let's see. It's as if you're trying to play football with the rules of baseball. Okay? So it's as if, this pattern that you have is something that you've had for a very long time. And it could have to do with love. It could have to do with your self-worth. It could have to do with family values or something like that. But whatever it is, it's like you grew up playing by the rules of baseball, but now you want to play football. But you're trying to still play based on the rules of baseball. It just doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. You can't be playing baseball and football at the same time. It just doesn't work. And that's what I feel like you're trying to do. You're trying to step into a new path. You're trying to go in a new direction. Your soul is calling you there. But you're like, yeah, but I got to still play baseball rules. I got to use the baseball rules. Okay, you want me to play football? That's fine. But I got to use the baseball rules. Well, it doesn't work. It's not the same type of ball. It's not the same type of field. I guess they might have the same number of players. I don't know. I don't know those games very well. But you get what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, yeah, you're playing with the wrong set of rules because you've outgrown the rules. Let's put it that way. You've outgrown the rules. You need a new set of rules. Okay, so what is your advice? Seven of Swords. Okay, so the Seven of Swords, and we're going to clarify, the Seven of Swords can be an energy of self-sabotaging or an energy of holding back secrets or information, feelings, that type of thing. It could be that maybe you're not sharing your feelings about wanting to change sports with, your soulmate or your family, whoever this is. I'm not getting that this is, you could be wanting to change careers or something like that, but I feel like the people that are involved in this are more like either family, friends, or a romantic connection. I don't think the people involved are work colleagues, but it could be that you want to change careers. So what's the outcome? Yeah, you find your determination and then you can move forward quickly. You have to allow yourself to let go of whatever this is. It's kind of like letting the cat out of the bag, Virgo. It's like, yeah. And then true healing and you're shining your star. Yeah, taking quick action. Lots of King of Wands, lots of action. You can move on. It's and it doesn't mean that you're going to leave these people behind. Okay? It doesn't mean that you have to cut them out of your life. It's just about letting them know I'm changing the sport that I'm playing. I'm making a change. Those baseball rules aren't working for me anymore. I have to change the rules of my life. And it could have something to do with, like, say, your family has grown up with the pattern that, this isn't going to resonate, but this is the example that they're giving me, that you have to get married before you have children. And perhaps you've gotten to a certain age and you're wanting children, but you haven't found a partner yet to have children with. And so you decide, okay, I'm going to go and have a child on my own, whether you adopt or, whatever, way that you can go ahead and have a child. Because you realize that is something that you really want. You just haven't found somebody, a partner to have children with. So it could be that your family is kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. That's way out of the box. But you're kind of like, well, I'm financially stable. I have a good job. Maybe you work at home and you're like, I can stay, I can work and also raise the baby, that you're willing to do this. This is something that's really important to you. You want to have children. And it's just, I haven't found a partner yet. And you also aren't willing to just get married in order to have, children. It's something like that. It's kind of like, this is really important. And I have to break this pattern that you have handed down through all the generations, and I don't want to upset you, but this is really important to me. It's something kind of like that. Or say if it's changing careers, right? You have, say you're an engineer. Say you're an engineer. And you've been doing that, you've enjoyed it, and now all of a sudden you realize, I'd like to mentor or teach young students and get them excited about engineering because we need more engineers. I'm only one person. I can do, I can create, I can do my engineering here, but I'm only one person. If I could go back and be a teacher, then maybe I could get other people inspired to also go into engineering. And then you go home and you tell your family or whatever, and they're kind of like, are you kidding me? Like, you're not going to make as much money, you make all of this nice money being an engineer, and now you're going to go teach, and they're just kind of questioning it because they value maybe the money part of it, and it's kind of like, yeah, well, the money was nice, but I feel like I have a calling to help, inspire young people to go into this field because we need more engineers. It's something very much like that, that you are being almost called to go do something on something that's good for the greater good of the collective, and it's like your family is like, yeah, but that's not what we do in our family. And you're like, yeah, well, those rules need to change. Okay, so let's take a look at the Queen of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. There's that Knight of Swords. Yeah, you're trying to step into a new chapter in your life. You're trying to put down the burdens of whatever this pattern, this belief system is. You're willing to put your time and energy into it. You don't know what's going to occur, but you're kind of like, you know what? My soul is calling me to do this, and I want to go do it. I'm going to do this because it's good for me. And I'm dropping the burden of what everybody else thinks I should do. Really nice energy. I love seeing that Knight of Swords there. Knight of Swords is sometimes a little bit of a harsh energy, but I think in this scenario, you need a little bit of that because it's a lot of determination to, go on this path. All right, the Chariot. We had the Four of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Hanged Man, Three of Wands. You have just been waiting. You've just been waiting. You've been waiting for this opportunity. You've been waiting. You want to progress, but it's as if you have to wait for something. It could be even an energy of, if you're dealing with family or something, like maybe the family is dealing with something else right now, like a health issue or financial issue or something like that. And you're like waiting for the right opportunity. You're like, well, when grandpa gets better, then I'm going to talk to the family about making this change in my life. I don't, because you care about them so much. But I also think that your soul is saying, no, it's time. Like, will the timing ever be right? Will the timing ever be right? I had this friend once a long time ago. She was married to someone that she really did need to move on from, and he knew she wanted to leave, but he also knew she would not leave as long as he needed her. It was kind of one of those codependent toxic situations, unfortunately. So he continued to get one injury after another, the back, then, the knee, whatever. And she wasn't able to move away, and we finally were, as her friend, we were just kind of like, how many injuries do you think he can come up with? And she was like, well, yeah, he'll be well in another couple of months, and then I'll move out. But it's that type of energy. It's kind of like the timing is never right. There will always be another reason to stay. So you have to kind of almost get into this energy of the Knight of Swords and say, you know what, the time is now. The time is now. The timing will never be right, So if grandpa gets well, then grandma will be sick. It's like, yeah, it's time. It's definitely time. And I think you know it. I think you know that it's time. Okay, Seven of Swords. This is your advice, Hierophant. It does have something to do either with religious beliefs or just, belief systems that you have grown up with. It could be cultural beliefs. It could be, government beliefs, country beliefs, but it has something to do with your belief system. It really does. You I really feel like this is your energy. You're holding on to wanting wanting to stay with the baseball rules, because if you change over to football and now you have to learn the football rules, right? It's like a huge learning curve. So it's almost as if you're like, well, I'll just stay where I am because, yeah, I really want to go, but wow, that's a big learning curve, right? I have to get a whole different uniform to play football. I have to, I have to learn all those rules. I have to get tackled, like in baseball, you don't get tackled. I might have to get tackled, It's that energy of, wanting to go and yet coming up with the excuses so that you don't have to go. Oh, grandpa's sick this week. I'll wait till next week. That type of energy. But it is about taking action. You know what you want to do. You have to move. The Six of Swords is moving from that energy of moving from turbulent waters into calmer waters. The turbulent waters are your soul that's kind of probably keeping you up at night saying, hey, let's go do this, Virgo. And you're like, ah. And, with the Nine of Wands here, you have been through one scenario after another, trying to go on this new path, trying to make this change in your life. And yet, at the same time, it's almost as if you have built these boundaries around yourself so that you can't go. It's about almost, it is this energy of it's time to open up the walls and become a little bit more vulnerable. I do feel like for some of you, this could be a little bit scary, but look at this. Here you have the Knight of Swords. Like you're really coming, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is so lovely. Five of Pentacles. If you stay where you are in this situation, and I'm not saying it's a bad situation, but if you stay in this place, look at this. It's just going to bring more heartache to you because you're not doing what it is that you really want to do. You want to bring your life into balance and you want, by doing whatever this new thing is, whatever it is, you're getting the determination. There's a huge transformation here. And with the King of Wands, I love this. You are transforming from this Five of Pentacles. And for some of you, I feel like it could be a career change. Feeling like you're lacking in some way. Either in a relationship or it could be just financially. You feel like you're lacking and you've got to go do something new. You're transforming on a soul level, and by taking this new path, by putting yourself into this new path, you get so inspired. Look at that. Inspired, determined, motivated to take action the way that you want to. Tower. I feel as if it's almost as if you wait. Okay, I feel like you may sit down at the table, and talk to your parents or your family or your romantic partner or whoever this is that you're worried about. It's almost as if you sit down and you just say, I have to go do this. And the epiphany is that they say, yes, we know you do. It's as if their support comes in as soon as you kind of almost stand up for yourself, right? And you say, I have to go do this. I love you, but I have to go do this. And then they turn around and they say, yes, we know you do. And we're willing to help you. Maybe they give you money so that you can move, or, whatever it is. If you're changing from baseball to football, they say, here, we bought you a helmet. We love you. We want you to protect your head. Here's a helmet. It's that type of energy. You feel as if you've been kind of like putting out little feelers, trying to figure out how they would feel if you did this. The truth of the matter is that they're just waiting for you to pony up, I guess, right? And just say, hey, this is what I want to do. And then they're just like, yeah, we know. You have to go do that. And we support you. We're going to miss you if you're moving away or whatever. We hope you come home and visit. But yeah, we know you have to do this. Okay, so let's see. External validation. Move beyond intention to belief. One step ahead is all you need. Yeah, this is really, you are living poetry. I feel like you are, Virgo. You are living poetry. This is so interesting because you're trying to get external validation from the people here. It's when you go inside and you decide it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter if they don't support me. It doesn't matter what the external world thinks. I have to go do this. And when you do that, when you put it into yourself, it does not matter what the outside world thinks. This is what I have been called to do, and I'm going to go do it. Then what happens is that you move from intention to belief. And when you move into believing that you can do this, whatever this is, starting your own business, moving to another country, starting a charity, right? Whatever it is, you get the determination, the motivation, the inspiration that will carry you through and allow you to transform this from just an idea into reality. It's really inspiring, Virgo. I don't know. I'd love to hear in the comments, like, what is it that you're wanting to do? What is it that your heart and soul are calling you to do? Because now is the time. You are going to shine. You are going to be a shining star. Well, Virgo, I wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And once again, if you've enjoyed the reading, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.